There we go. Good evening, everyone. We are thrilled you're here. Get ready to get your questions answered about financial aid, payment, all the good things at Wichita State. We're going to pause for a few seconds just to make sure everyone has a chance to get in and get settled. So thanks for spending some time with us tonight. We're thrilled to be able to have an opportunity to answer your questions. So we'll be with you soon. And while we are getting settled, a couple of things to note. We are recording this event, so if you feel like you don't get the notes you need as we're talking live, just know that we will send this out as a recording and we'll post it on YouTube. So we'll send you that link after the event is over. In addition, we're trying to keep record of who's here tonight, so it would help us if you would be able to change the name and the ID on your Zoom. And it's as simple as just clicking the dots next to your name there, and then putting your first name and your last name on there, or first name and last initial. That would be helpful. All right. Well, I think we should get going. Thanks everyone for being here tonight. My name is Bobby Gandu. I'm Assistant Vice President of Applied Learning and Director of Admissions at Wichita State. It's our great pleasure to have you here tonight. We know everyone is really excited to start classes this fall. We are like T minus less than 2 weeks at this point, really a week and a half or a week and a couple of days really for school to start. So hopefully you are excited too. Feel free to share in the chat where you are logging in from, maybe what dorm you're going to live in, what day you're going to move in, what activities you're looking forward to. We'll keep the chat moving and fun. We will tell you that if you have questions about our topics that we're presenting on, we probably will ask that those go in the Q&A function that you'll see at the bottom of your screen. So keep an eye out for that. Feel free to share your questions there. Our plan is to have our two presenters share their content, and then at the very end of the second presentation there, we will be happy to open it up for questions. And please note that some of you probably have really good questions that are more specific to your situation. And so in the interest of protecting your privacy, we're going to probably need to have you schedule an individual meeting or appointment with our teams to make sure that those are addressed properly. So just know that we may not be able to answer all questions, particularly if they are very specific to your situation. So that being said, again, we're so excited that you're here. I am going to pass it to my colleague, Shang. She is from the Office of Financial Aid, and she's going to share with you all the things you need to know about the financial aid process with us.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm so excited to be here with you all. We're really just so close to school's just around the corner, and so I'm excited to share this information with you as I'm sure finances are a hard topic, but we're here to help reassure you that there's a plan and we're here to help you along the way. So I'm Jang Bui Tiu. I serve as the Manager of Student Impact here in the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships. So, in our office, and really everyone that's here tonight, we're committed to your success. And in our office, we do this by providing access to education through financial aid resources and expertise. So, in our office, we have 5 amazing financial aid advisors ready to help you through specialized advising. So, if you have any financial changes, you want to really get to the nitty gritty of things and learn to create a personal plan to pay for college, they're there for you. They're going to share with you all the different options and really help you understand what each year is going to look like for you. We also help you with the FAFSA form, as well as scholarship application and understanding the student loans that are offered and different ways that you can manage loans as well. With our office, we also have Shocker Financial Wellness. So we don't want to be the office that just gives money, but we want to help you understand money as well. So we do have Shocker Financial Wellness that is here to help you with budgeting, understanding financial literacy. We do different workshops all throughout the whole year. And we have peer financial coaches who are really in your shoes too, really understanding the day to day and what you might be spending on and really helping you create that plan as well. So when I'm thinking about the different ways to pay for college and as I'm talking to students, really there are three different categories for that. There are scholarship and grants. There's also earned or saved money, as well as student and parent loans. So scholarships and grants, this will be gift aid based on merit or financial need. We'll know that if you're eligible for grants based off of the FAFSA. Scholarships, on the other hand, there's not a lot of full ride scholarships for every student, but there are scholarship options out there. And so we'll kind of go through that in the next few slides and what that looks like. Another great way to pay for college, which Ryan from Accounts Receivable will also talk about payment plans. But payment plans is another great option in terms of students that are balancing work and going to school at the same time. With your earned or saved money, you can pay through those payment plans to help you get through each semester. There's also student and parent loans that are available. There's federal student loans, as well as federal parent plus loans, and as well as private alternative loans. So this would be money that is borrowed and that needs to be repaid back later. So digging into the loans, I do want to share here in a bit, I'll share the website link. Or you can scan the QR codes for this as well. Just as a reminder, if you are based off the FAFSA, federal subsidized loans are offered based on financial need. Subsidized loans are going to be the one that does not accrue any interest while you're in school. Unsubsidized loans, however, does accrue interest right away. So that is about the interest rate amount there. I wanted to share our link real quick. And I'll also share this in the chat box here shortly. Our website really kind of lays out everything in detail for students to understand the different loans that are available. So for students, there's federal subsidized and unsubsidized. And with these, you'll be able to see the interest rate, as well as understanding that there are limits to it as well. So as you are an incoming freshman coming to school, if you're offered federal subsidized and unsubsidized loan, you're limited at $5,500 for the academic year if your parent has not been denied of a parent plus loan. So there are limits on how much you can borrow. So I'll share that link for you here shortly. For parents, there are federal parent plus loans that are also available. The interest rate for that is higher. But again, it could be better than private alternative loans that students or parents can get. And again, that does differ by the loan servicer. So now kind of going back into the step one of how can you unlock every dollar at Wichita State, you want to make sure that you complete the FAFSA form. If you have not completed the 2024-25 FAFSA form, which is the free application for federal student aid, please do so. It's not too late. You can still get that done. You'll do this at studentaid.gov. As a reminder, every contributor needs their own studentaid.gov account. And you want to make sure you do this every year. And once the 2025-26 FAFSA form is released, we'll be sharing all that information out on our social media, on the student shocker blast, and really everywhere on campus. So pay attention to those dates, and we're here to help you as well if you need help with that process. And then step two, for most of you who've completed your FAFSA already, you should have received a financial aid offer letter. Every new student receives a letter in the mail, as well as it's showing up on your financial aid dashboard. In your financial aid offer letter, it kind of details the cost of attendance, the estimate, which is the estimate of a student's educational expenses during that period of enrollment. So there are billed costs versus other costs, which I'll share here in the next slide. If with everything that you're offered, maybe in grants and scholarships or different loan opportunities, if your net cost after financial aid is negative, that's an estimated refund. If it's positive, that will be the estimated remaining costs that you'll have to plan for. We call that the gap. So in our office, we're here to help you understand what are those options, how can you pay for that gap each semester. And by now, you should receive your final costs on your student account suite, which Ryan will share here in a bit. And so when talking about cost of attendance, I know a lot of students see that big number and they kind of freak out. It really is just an estimated cost for us to determine how much financial aid you'll receive. And so tuition fees, that's going to be billed costs. If you're living on campus, food and housing is also part of your billed cost too, but the other costs are unbillable. But we want to make sure that it's included in the cost of attendance because we know that you're going to spend money on books and supplies. We know you're going to have personal expenses, and we know you're going to have transportation expenses too. So that's all listed on there to help us determine what you'll be able to receive from financial aid. So step 3 is the financial aid dashboard. There's a new look on the portal, and so but it's still all really the same. Under your My Finances tab in your portal, there is the financial aid dashboard. That's the first icon there. You want to click into your dashboard. You want to make sure that if you have any unsatisfied requirements, that you get that done really as soon as possible. If you click in it, there'll be more details on how to submit the different forms that are required as well. So if you have any unsatisfied requirements, let's get that done now before school starts. If you have everything as checkmark green, you're good to go for your financial aid disbursement, which is going to be happening here shortly. So every semester, right now you might notice that your bill, all the financial aid that you've received in scholarships or grants and loans, it hasn't been applied yet to your account because we're required to make sure that we send that out 10 days prior to the start of the semester. So around, I think it's Saturday now, 10 days before the start of the semester, that should apply to your account. So if everything's green, everything's under your student requirements is good to go, then you'll be receiving your financial aid disbursement this weekend. And if you haven't already, you want to make sure you go to that offer tab. I'll go back. There's the offer tab, which is the second tab in your financial aid dashboard. You want to make sure you take some action on anything that you're offered in terms of grants and scholarships. Loans, if you are needing loans, if you still have a gap in your balance and you want to take out those loans to help pay, you can accept the full amount or you can modify and change that amount as well. The deadline to submit this would be December 10th, but of course you want to be mindful of your bill and any late fees that might occur as well. So we're here to help you understand what that looks like for loans. Again, this is, I'll share this in the chat box soon, but parents, this is additional support that parents can offer is through Better Direct Parent Plus loans. You'll apply through studentaid.gov, and there's also alternative loans for parents as well. And then step 5 is continue to apply for scholarships. Many students also ask, what if I've applied through Scholarship Universe and I haven't heard back yet? We want to make sure that if you receive any scholarships, that's really like the icing on the cake. But right now, at the time being that it's August 8th, if you haven't heard back, it's best for you to really create that plan without these scholarships in mind. But every year, we're going to open up Scholarship Universe for new and continuing student scholarships on November 1st. So this November 1st, please go back into Scholarship Universe and update your information and apply for the scholarships that are available. Usually the deadline's around February 1st, but if we extend that, we'll share that information as well. But external scholarships are available year-round. So you can still go in there, answer as many questions as you can. You'll be matched with different scholarships and you apply. External scholarships, you have to go to different websites to apply, but everything is vetted through that system. I want to go ahead and check my chat box real quick and share this link for loans so that you have that there. Okay. And now all that to say, it's really important that your mindset on how to pay for college is about balance. So you want to balance your costs with personal, federal, and college contributions. It's a partnership between your family. It's a partnership between us here at Wichita State and through the FAFSA process too. So if you haven't talked to your parents about finances or your gap in your bill, please do. It's a partnership between all of us to really help you get to the graduation line. So we are here for you. If your finances have changed drastically and it's not reflected on the FAFSA, come talk to our office. We have some steps and some options that are available. Other reminders, if parents would like specific information about your account, they must be authorized as proxy by the student. So you can read more about proxy at wichita.edu/proxy and that process. Most of the information that we'll send out through our office will always go to your WSU student email. So make sure that you're checking that email daily. And also, we're sending it through, and if we're calling, we're going to call the phone number that we have on file. Sometimes we might reach students and their voicemail box isn't set up, so we're not able to leave a voicemail, but make sure all that information is updated. And also just talk to us. We're here to help you. We're here to make sure that you're getting all your questions answered and that you're feeling prepared to pay for college and understanding your options. But also as well as really digging into financial literacy, because that's going to be lifelong skills for you. So important dates, I really want to highlight August 30th. August 30th is the last day to for 100% refund and also the last day to make payment plans. But if you plan on maybe withdrawing classes even throughout the years, even before August 30th or after August 30th, make sure that you talk to our office. If you are receiving a merit scholarship, or if you're receiving any other scholarships or financial aid like grants and loans, you want to make sure that you talk to us, because there may be things that come in place. Like, for example, if you are a merit student and you're supposed to be full-time and you go down below full-time, you have to talk to us so that you're not having to pay back anything that might be on your account. So talk to us before withdrawing. That's going to be the key thing there. And then financial literacy. So Shocker Financial Wellness. These are our workshops that we will have throughout this fall semester. Please take a picture of this. Please set up an appointment with our peer financial coach to get you started for the year. If you attend 3 out of the 5 different workshops offered, you'll be entered into a raffle for a spring tuition scholarship. That's pretty big. So as you're kind of going through these events, all these events are come and go, so it's not like you had to attend the whole time. Bring a friend with you and learn more about budgeting, learning more about what does that mean to live on or off campus. We'll have a scholarship workshop as the Scholarship Universe platform opens up in November. So come talk to us, engage with us. Those are going to be great ways to help you through your journey at WSU. This is how to connect with us. We're on social media and we're posting things on there a lot of the times. Sometimes we post about different scholarships that are available. Please give us a call as well. We do have a 24/7 phone line if you can't reach us during business hours. All throughout the month of August, we're going to do walk-in. And so if you're trying to set up an appointment with us and you can't find anything, please just walk in through 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Next week, we are still doing appointments for virtual, especially if you're living off campus and not in Wichita yet. We're still doing some virtual appointments that are still on there. And you can go to any advisor. And so I'll send that link as well on how to set up an appointment with our office. And that would be the end of my presentation. And I will pass it along to Ryan.
Thank you, Jen. Let me get my screen shared so everybody can see that. First off, let me say good evening. It's great to be here. Great to be talking student finances with everybody. Exciting times. So I think looking in the chat, a lot of people are moving in this weekend or coming down this weekend. So yeah, exciting things happening. We're getting ready to get this year kicked off. So in terms of money, Jang is the people or with the office that gives you the money. I am with the office that takes the money from you. So you might see me a little bit more than her, or you might not like me as much, depending on when you saw your student fee bill. But that's what we're going to go through tonight. We're going to kind of run through what you're seeing on your student account, billing, all that kind of stuff. So what I've got here on my screen is just the Wichita homepage. I'm guessing through the course of your orientations and things like that, you might have seen me before or heard about quick links that Wichita State likes to utilize. So if you're looking for anything accounts receivable or student record or student receivables, our quick link is wichita.edu/AR. That'll get you right to our homepage. All right. And what I want to talk about here is this link right here at the top, students current and prospective. What we've done over the past couple of years is we've tried to take all the questions that we get every year, and we've tried to develop basically our website to give you all the information that you need or questions or anything concerns you might have. So once I click students current and prospective, it's going to take me in here to this searching for an answer. That's the first thing I'm going to cover. This is a knowledge base that everybody on the university has kind of contributed to. So if you think Google, this is something you can come to and Google an answer for whatever you might be looking at on the university. So in terms of my office, if you're looking at how do I pay my bill, you can go in there and Google how do I pay my bill. It's going to pop back with a couple of KBs or what we call knowledge base articles, gives you step-by-step instructions on how to walk through and pay your bill online. Or say you wanted to set your parent or your guardian up as an authorized user. You could type that in there, authorized user. Well, authorized user in my office. If you want to do a proxy for financial aid or registrar or something like that, you can type that in there. It'll give you step-by-step instructions. Okay. So again, if you do have questions, we'd always ask you to come here, look here first. This is available 24/7 rather than having to email us, wait for a response, call us, wait on the phone, things like that. Come here. Hopefully we've covered that. Whatever issue you're having, we've got something out there for you to help you along. Okay. The next thing down, this is just going to link you to your MyWSU portal. That's where you'll go to make your payments, and we'll cover that in a second here. We'll kind of do a walkthrough on the student account. Parents, if you want access to your student account, there's two things that the university uses. Jang mentioned early proxies. Proxies are used by financial aid and the registrar's office primarily. In terms of accounts receivable, we use something called an authorized user. All right. The overall system that the university uses is called Banner. It does not work well with generating invoices and billing and payment plans and stuff like that. So we use a third-party provider, third-party software. And when you set yourself up as an authorized user, you're doing that in our third-party provider software. Now, we'll kind of talk about all the benefits of this a little bit later once I get to that portion of the presentation. Okay. The other thing I want to bring up right here is probably the most important thing on this website is the important dates. Okay. So if you click on that, we're always going to try to have 3 semesters listed out here. It'll be the upcoming one, the current one, and then the previous one. So right now we're just coming out of summer. So that's still on there. We've got the previous spring 2024 and we've got fall 2024 for the upcoming. So if we click fall, this is going to give you all the financial dates, okay, that in terms of payment deadlines, refund dates, if you want to drop your course and get your tuition fees back, all that type of stuff. So as you can see here, at the top, we had the bills available. They were mid-July. So that's when you could see the actual dollars and cents instead of estimates. So those came out mid-July. Jang was talking about earlier, financial aid disbursements to your account. That's actually going to happen this weekend. So right now, if you're looking in your account and all your stuff's approved, it's all green, then you'll see it estimated in there. Once Saturday comes, it'll all disperse to your account, and then you'll see it actually on the fee bill. Okay. And then in addition to that, if you do have excess aid, we will begin processing direct deposits, which we would highly encourage you to do, because that's going to get your check to you or your money to you a lot quicker. If you have a direct deposit set up, you're looking at getting your money 3 to 5 business days from Saturday. If you don't, you're looking at having a check mailed from this office the 15th, and then you're waiting on the post office. So 7 to 10 business days after that. Okay. So it's a much, much quicker process if you take and do the direct deposit. So we would really encourage that one. Other things on here that we want to note is the payment deadline. So August 30th. And then the last day for 100% refund on courses. And this is full semester. So in terms of some courses, we have full semester courses, first 8 weeks, second 8 weeks. Those are the main ones that students are involved in. So if you signed up for a first 8-week course and you're not liking it, or you want to swap stuff around and you don't want to be charged for that course, August 23rd is the date you're looking at. You got to drop that course from your record and get into another, or whatever you want to do if you get into another one or whatnot. If you drop it after August 23rd, the system is not going to refund your tuition and fees. You will have to pay full price for that course at that point. So for full semester classes, the 16-week classes, August 30th is your deadline. Okay. So August 30th is the main deadline for payment plans, payments, and any courses that you're adding, dropping. All right. Now, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but we have on August 30th, what we want to see is you either have set yourself up on a payment plan, okay, that breaks your payments out over the semester. So 3 payments on the 15th of each month, September, October, November, or you have 0 balance due. Okay, those are the 2 items. If you haven't done either of those, then you will be assessed a $100 late fee. Okay. And we'll talk about a little bit more about payment plans later on. Okay. But this is the website you can come to. It has all the dates that you might look at for this semester. Okay. Now we'll kind of go back and look at your student account suite here. We'll kind of give you a run through that. So if you click this, it's going to take you to your MyWSU portal. You can log in. Once you're in, you're going to go across the top here. You're going to want My Finances. And then in this green box, this is your stuff. So the student account suite is where you're looking at. And what I've got here is something in test. This is what I've set myself up as. So across the top, you get all the different options that we have here. So we'll start off with a payment plan. If you do want to set up a payment plan, you come in here. It's very simple. The only option is fall, and you're just going to walk through it step by step. Now, the only payment plan you can set up is for tuition and fees. All right. If you're living in the dorms and you have housing and meals on your account, what we've done already for you is we have split those out into 4 monthly payments. Okay. So that's already on a payment plan. You don't have to do anything about that. It just happens automatically. So if you do want to do the tuition and fees payment plan, that's completely up to you, but you do have to come in here and trigger it, and you set it up yourself. All you're doing is clicking on that link and follow the steps from there. Okay. It's a drop-down menu. It only gives you fall 2024, and it walks you through step by step. Now, it will require a $130 deposit if you don't have financial aid. If you have financial aid, it'll take that as your deposit. Okay. Outside of that, the $100 is not an additional fee. It goes towards your tuition and fees. So you're not actually losing any money there. The only additional fee that you're seeing is a $30 payment plan fee. Okay, that's what makes up the $130. So it does add additional $30, but it saves you $70 in the long run because you don't get the late fee. All right. So there's that one. If you want mom and dad or your guardian or some other individual to have access to your account as an authorized user, you would come over here, click this screen, click this link. It's going to take you in. All you're going to do is put in whoever you want to give access to, their email address. They're going to get an email. All right. And then they're going to be able to log in. They're going to have the exact same look here. And depending on the options you give them, they can do almost everything you can do. Okay. Now, what's good about this all right, from mom and dad's perspective, is when we bill during the semester, we don't send out any paper billings. Okay. Everything is electronic. So once we do a billing, you're going to get a notification to your MyWSU email that says you have a billing statement has been completed. All right. If you don't owe anything, in the body of that email, it's going to tell you have a $0 balance. And this is just for informational purposes only. If you do have a balance, it'll show you the balance due and let you know that you can come log in here. And then you'll be in this section. That's where your statements will be listed. All right. So for mom and dad, if you're set up as an authorized user, you get that communication. All right. You're not relying on your student to let you know that that has happened. All right. Also, it gets you, whenever we're doing tax documents, you'll get an email that says the tax documents are ready. All right. And you don't have to rely on your student for that either. You can come in here and you can pull your own tax documents as well. All right. So for mom and dad, that's a great thing. And then we can also talk to you about any type of finances that we need. A lot of times we get calls into the office saying, hey, I want to talk about my students' finances or what's happening on the bill. We pull you up. You're not either A, proxy, or B, an authorized user. At that point, we can't speak to you about your student's billing. Okay. A lot of times we get told, hey, I'm paying the bill. We are completely sympathetic to that. We understand that, but still, we can't talk to you. All right. We'd love to get that bill paid, but unfortunately, privacy rights forbid that. So that's why we would always ask students to set their parents up as authorized users. Get that done right now so that if there are any questions, any issues, we can deal with them. Okay. The other thing here is we have 3 different ways you can look at your billing statement. One of them here, you can click on this number, and this is going to give you a breakdown of your bill. So if I come in here, it gives you all my past semesters, and we're just looking at fall right now. So what you're seeing here, it breaks it down into a summary. So if I expand each one of these, you're going to see my tuition charges. So right now, I'm being assessed as a non-resident student. So what our billing system does is if you're an out of state, to say, or an international student, you're going to see 2 tuition charges on your account. Everybody gets the resident. Okay. Everybody will have that one. Now, if you're out of state or international, you'll have an additional one. All right. That's the way the system works. Now, when you combine these 2, that's when you get the advertised rate. So if you're an out-of-state student, if you combine these 2, and then you're looking at our tuition fee bill page, and you see, I don't know the number off the top of my head, sorry about that, but that is your per credit hour rate. Those will combine for that. Now, if you're like me and you're getting a tuition discount because you are a Shocker City student, you will see you get assessed the fee, but then you also get a credit on your account of the exact amount. So the 2 offset. All right. We can't remove this charge, but what we do is we give you a payment for the exact amount. Okay. So the other thing I want to mention here too is if you're one of those students that is choosing several different classes, and so you're adding and dropping a lot of different classes right now, what you're going to see here is a running view of what our accounting system is doing. So if you added a class, you're going to see a tuition charge come on. If you drop that class, you're going to see a negative tuition charge in here. You add another one, you're going to see a positive. Drop one, you're going to see a negative. So you're going to see all of your account activity right here for tuition. All right. Under this one, you're going to have the student support services fee. All students get that one unless you're in an online major. Then you've got your campus infrastructure fee. All students get that one. And then if you have any course specific fees, you're going to see them down here. So for me, I took an engineering course, a business school course. I have a liberal arts course. I'm in English 101, so I've got that course fee. I'm also in a biology lab, and I'm taking an art course. So these are all the additional fees that I see here. Okay. These work, if you're dropping and adding courses, these work exactly like the tuition does. Okay. So if I drop that engineering course, I'm still going to see this as a positive, but I'm also going to see a negative come on there as well. Okay. Does that make sense for everybody? Just to kind of let you know, that's how the system's going to work. So that's what you're going to see. Now, another thing that you're going to see on here is if you are expecting any aid, like when Jane was talking about, you've got all your boxes green and everything like that, it's going to display it on here as well. Unfortunately, I'm not getting any scholarships. I wasn't that smart. So this is, you'll see all your scholarships up here, any loans, anything like that. And then it will be reflected down here. So when she was talking about if you have a negative balance right here, that means you're probably going to get a refund payment from WSU. All right. If you see a positive balance, that means you're going to owe money to WSU. Okay. So hopefully that clears it up, because every semester we do see some students that see a balance down here that's negative and they end up making a payment to us, and then we send that money back. All right. So that's kind of the fee bill in general. Like I said, there's several different options you can do for that one. This is a good one that you can print it. You can pull it down as an Excel, or you can pull it as a PDF if you need to send it to anybody. The other one I want to make mention of is the itemized on-demand statement. Now, this one is a very useful one because it gives your classes as well. And it gives you, it's an official copy from Wichita State University, gives your name, address, same information here. If you want to expand those down, or if you don't, you can keep them all closed up. So it gives an itemized thing of what your tuition is, what your student support services, your mandatory, your course fees, all that stuff. And then it also gives the course schedule that you're involved in. Okay. So a lot of scholarship providers, or if you need it for a work reimbursement or something along those lines, if you need this bill, you can pull this, and this is active, sorry, not active, but up to date as your enrollment is. So if I went out and dropped a class now, I log back in, this is going to be up to date. Okay. If I pulled the statement right here, if I had one that we'd run, that is only going to be a point in time. So if we ran statements 6 days ago, and then I add and drop classes, this statement is probably no longer accurate because I've changed classes around. Okay. So that's one of the other things, or one of the big things that we want to cover there. I think we've got a lot of stuff. Let me check my notes here. Payment plans, payment options. We've done reading the bill. If you're setting up, if you've got an excess aid balance, so you've got a negative balance setting up here, and you want to set up a direct deposit, come up here, do your refunds. That is going to it's going to walk you through. This does have an enhanced layer of security. So you're going to have to put in a 2-factor authentication. We recommend using your email. Okay. It does give you the option of phone or email. So we would say use your email, because a lot of times students sometimes lose phone numbers, lose phones, you change your phone number. And then if you ever want to change your bank account information later on, then you don't have access to that. We can reset it for you, but you do have to come in here, and we'll ask for identification and stuff like that to verify you are who you say you are before we actually reset your 2-factor authentication so you can change your bank account. So we would always recommend you put that as an email address, because generally you don't break an email address hanging out at 2 a.m. outside the dorms. Okay. The final thing I want to cover is, I think we had some questions regarding VA benefits. So if you're using the GI Bill, so chapters 31, 35, 33, or if you're looking at 1606. So all of that stuff, you're going to have to go through the military and veteran services. Once you get on campus, you're going to want to fill out, you're going to want to visit them. They're going to want copies of your VA information if it's your first time. They're going to get several different forms. And then each semester you're here, you're going to have to fill out an enrollment certification page. Now, from our office, the only thing that you're ever going to see on your student account is if you're a Chapter 33 student. We do put expected assistance on your student account so that it releases any aid you might have. If it's because that money does come directly to the university. So that's why we do that. If you're 31, 35, 1606, that money is coming directly to you. So you are the one that gets that payment from the VA. And then in turn, you have to make that payment to WSU. Okay. Outside of that, I think that's everything I've got. Is there any questions, or Bobby, you want to come back in and let me know if
Yes.
I got anything?
I gotcha. Yeah, there's already several questions, of course, and there's some that are aimed towards you and maybe some for Shang. So I'll just kind of alternate. Let's see, one question that just came in about the topic you were just covering. Sorry, our friend Sheila's answering a lot of questions, so she may have already covered it. But someone asked if you could use the GI Bill in addition to financial aid. Is it one or the other, or are both okay?
Both are generally okay.
Okay.
There are some things that don't work in conjunction with it, but for the most part, I think about 90% of the scholarships we have are work well with the GI Bill.
Okay, great. And then Alexis is asking, can you explain again where we find the dorms and meal payment plans that are automatically? I'm not sure if I fully know that question, but maybe you can translate that.
Yes. So if you on your student account suite and you click on that make a payment link, then you can go down there. You can scroll down a little bit and you'll see itemized payments and you'll see the due dates for them. It'll be August 15th, September 15th, October 15th, November 15th. But it's in your student account suite. If you make a payment, then you can scroll down and see all those.
Great. Another person asked, will you accept a tuition check directly from our 529 plan? And if so, how do we go about doing this? And if not, where do we send our tuition check?
Good. I forgot to cover that. Yes, we will take 529s. Now, in terms of your 529, all of them differ a little bit. So you usually just request the money from your 529. They will get it to us one way or another. What I will say about a 529 is only pay us the money that you see due on your student account. Okay. So if you owe $3,000 or $5,000 and you're getting a scholarship for $2,000, only pay us the $3,000. Okay. And then in addition to that, if you're doing, if you need a laptop or you're not living on the dorms or things like that, draw that money down directly to yourself. Don't use WSU as a pass through for that money. Okay. We're not a banking institution, so we don't hold money on that account. Okay.
This was covered, and both Shang grabbed it in the chat, but I just think it might be good for everyone to hear the answer. Someone asked, if we drop a class, will it refund us for the cost of that class? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes. So that's going to go back, and that's always going to depend on the dates and the length of the class. Okay. So on the website, we do have the most popular classes or first 8 weeks, second 8 weeks, and then the full semester. We give you those dates that you can, if you drop by that date, you don't get charged for the class. If you drop after that date, you will be charged for the class. If you're doing something else that's a little bit of a different course schedule or something like that, you can always go to the wichita.edu homepage and look at the comprehensive fee schedule. And that will give you an idea of how long your class is to how many business days you get to drop it. Okay. And if you do have questions, please feel free to contact us. I should have shared our information there. It's our phone number is 978-3333. We can go over what day you have to drop that class by, or if you email us, WSU accounts receivable at wichita.edu. We can also answer that as well.
Okay, it's retyping your phone number in there for everyone. So a question about going back to GI for GI payments. Will there be an issue with GI payments for dorms and tuition when the VA is slow about getting payments sent out?
So we don't, well, so what I'll say is if you're using any type of GI money, we will not assess a late fee to you. Okay. As long as you've got your paperwork in and we know about you through the VA office, they tag your account, and then when we assess late fees, your account will not be assessed. Sometimes they do get assessed just because the paperwork hasn't got to the VA office here on campus. In that case, contact us. We'll remove the late fee, stuff like that. Now, the other aspect to that question is, yes, it does penalize you a little bit, because if you're behind on your bill, the system will automatically put a hold on your account. Now, the only thing that hold will restrict is enrollment for the next semester. So the only time that you're really looking at that is November if you're looking to enroll for spring. I think enrollment opens the middle of November, so you might have a hold on your account at that point. But we will not penalize you with a late fee.
Great. Thank you, Ryan. Maybe Zhang, this one might be more for you. Rowan asks, can you explain the work study process? How do we receive such a position? Does work study mean a job on campus that we report to the financial aid payment plan? So just maybe some overview of the work study process.
Yes, I was getting ready to respond to that. So thanks for asking that question. So if you are eligible for federal work study, which you can see if you're eligible for it on your financial aid dashboard, and really for that, it's like a student job on campus. So you'll have to actually find a job first, and then that department will work with our office, the financial aid office, to make sure that they can get through the federal work study paperwork and things like that. But really, what that means is it's not like it's going to pay directly to your tuition. So as you are working, you'll be earning that money, and it's really just a benefit for students and for departments too, because about 75% of your paycheck is going to come from the federal government. And so it helps departments out, and it also helps you out as you're learning through work and also earning money for college expenses. So it'll just come to you like a paycheck, and then you can use that paycheck for college expenses, whether that it means to pay for a bill or other things like that as well.
Great, thank you. I'm not sure if anyone can answer this with in a comprehensive manner, but Terry asks, can a student borrow or rent a laptop from Wichita State? I know the library has some to borrow, but I don't know the duration of that borrowing term. I don't know if anyone else has background on that. We'll try to research that and put it in the chat and see if there's additional resources we can provide, unless someone else knows that.
Yeah. The library does offer short-term rental. I'm not sure too much on those details. Some students, especially if you're maybe if you're a Kansas Sugar Promise, might receive some scholarship, not scholarship, but some opportunities for laptops through mail.
All right, going through all these questions here. So we've covered work study. Sheila did a nice job answering this in the chat, but this might be a common question. So my student bill has several ebooks listed. Do I need to buy them directly from here, or can they be removed from the bill and bought elsewhere?
I didn't see what Sheila answered, but yes, if it's on your bill, then it's something that a course that your student is rolled in that automatically happens. If they don't want that, they have to contact the bookstore and they can opt out of it, and then the charge will be removed.
Great. That is consistent with what she did. So good job, Ryan.
Good thing we're on the same page.
Yeah. Gene is asking, regarding 529s, is there a way to set up a direct ACH?
Not with a 529. Well, that would be, so again, that would go with your 529 plan. The student account portal does offer an ACH payment where you put in a routing number and account number. So if your 529 does give you that access, then I believe you can set that up and do that. Okay, but it all comes down to your 529.
Great. And my friend Elsie from the admissions team threw an answer in chat about the laptop borrowing process. So just look for that if you're wanting more information there. Let's see. Zach is asking, if I get a work study, but I'll state the question and you can interpret it. If I get a work study but padded my bill completely at the start of the semester, do I just keep all of the money from the check?
I guess I'm not sure what padded means, but in terms of work study, that's like a regular job. So if you have a work study job, that money is not going to be put on your student account to pay your bill. That money is going to go directly to you, and then it's your job to then pay your student account. So if padded means you've paid off your student account, then that money is yours. You can do whatever you want with it. Oh, sorry, paid. I see that now.
One question that we got, I think, through the Q&A function, so it may not have went public to everyone, but it was a really good question. There was a question about being able to eat in the dining hall, even if you don't live on campus, and if there's meal plans. I think our team can throw some resources in the chat. But the short answer is yes, any student, regardless of whether or not you live in the residence hall, can eat in the Shocker Hall dining area, which is on the first floor of Shocker Hall. And it's a really affordable meal option, actually. It's about less than $10 for the door rate. So you can go in and it's all you can eat while you're there. And they have a variety of options. I always like to joke and explain that it's kind of like eating at a food court at a mall or somewhere like that, where if you're in the mood for pizza, you can grab a slice of pizza, but you can also go to the salad bar. They usually have some fresh options like a stir fry, or often an international cuisine of some kind, in addition to, like, if you just want to make a sandwich. So, and it's all you can eat. Again, the door rate's typically $10 or less. It fluctuates a little bit depending on which meal you're going in for. So that's available, but they also have what's called commuter meal plans. So I would encourage you to take a look for that if you're interested in the dining hall meals. All right. Trying to see. I think I've answered, or I've asked most of the questions that have been shared. If I'm missing something, feel free to speak up. Thank you, Kayla. Kayla put the commuter meal plan options out there in the chat if you want to look for those. Other questions?
Hey, Bobby, I'm not sure that we answered Jason Snavely's question. If we use financial aid in addition to the GI Bill, how does it benefit the user?
So something like that, I don't, we could talk about that, but it'd probably be on an individual basis. And one of the things that I would be careful of is, I don't want to give you financial advice on how to handle your finances. I know the GI Bill, it does have, once you start it, the clock is ticking. And so depending on what your plan is academically, if you have a financial aid that covers everything this semester and you don't want to start your GI Bill, and you wanted to use it later on, or use those benefits for something else, you can definitely do that. So it's really something up to you. If you want to start it and start your clock now, and then have your financial aid on there as well, you can do that. But it all kind of depends on what your plans are and things like that. So I think that's kind of a loaded question that probably is more of a personal type thing.
Hey, Ryan. I also had I'm not sure how much this would help some of our military and veteran related benefits students, but would this be questions to potentially for Brady Marzoff over at the Military and Veterans Student Center? I know he's the benefits coordinator over there.
He would be the main one that you're going to deal with. Yeah. So when you go in there to fill out your paperwork and submit all your stuff, he knows a lot more about me in terms of your benefits and what's happening. I just kind of know the finance side of it. And so, yes.
Hey, Ryan, I just put
Yeah.
the link in the chat for their office. So they would be a great resource.
Yes, they are located in the new Student Services Center too. So Brady and Larry Burks are the two people that are there. Larry is a retired Army colonel, I believe. Is that correct, Shilu? So they're both
Yes.
very knowledgeable in military affairs.
Thanks for those answers. Someone has asked about finding on-campus jobs. The Shocker Career Accelerator can absolutely help with those. That job hunt. We have formally used a service called Handshake, and it's a job posting board, but we're actually transitioning to a brand new job posting board called Shocker Central. So you may see some hiccups as we make that transition, just in terms of people saying handshake, but really what we're saying is Shocker Central, which is a new platform to post jobs. But what I would really highlight for you is later this month, next Wednesday, actually, there is an on-campus job fair that is open to the public. So I know not all of you are from the Wichita area, so you may not be quite in town just yet, but anyone is welcome to attend it. I put the link in the chat for it. It's Wednesday, August 14th, and that particular job fair is for students who are looking for on-campus jobs. And on-campus could mean at the main campus, but then the university has multiple affiliated organizations. We have something called the National Institute for Aviation Research, where they are literally employing hundreds of students. And so lots of great job opportunities. So take a look at that. I put that link in the chat. So there is that job fair in August. Another thing that I would recommend is what we call our annual career kegger, and it's root beer, just so everyone knows, but it's on August 28th, and it's free, it's open to the public. But what happens is employers from all over come to it. It's one of the university's biggest traditions every single year. And essentially, it's a great way to connect with employers. Even if you're a freshman, we recommend coming by, get to know some of the employers that tend to hire our students. And even for our on-campus departments, if they're still looking for students to hire, they may be tabling there and looking for students. I'm putting some information in the chat about that. So look forward to that. It's a fun tradition. There's hot dogs, root beer. It's really a great time. We typically have more than 1,000 people there every year, so it's a lot of fun. Let's see. I think looks like Elena's having a question. I don't know if this got covered, so I'll just ask it. I thought I saw somewhere that the part of the orientation cost was for a textbook was required for all freshmen. What book is this? I'm not taking a first year seminar due to incoming credits. I don't know if anyone can feel that one.
I don't know exactly what all you get at orientation to justify that charge. I'm sorry on that one.
So maybe we recommend following up. If it's an orientation charge, maybe follow up with the orientation office.
Correct.
Yeah. Let's see. Reagan asks, so can food housing be billed with the automatic withdrawal on the payment plan, similar to how tuition is done with the payment plan, or do you just pay on the 4 due dates for food and housing? I think you may have touched on that earlier, but if you wouldn't mind sharing that again.
No, not at all. Yes, you just have to go in and it's in line items. So you just click it and make your payment. It does not set up as an auto bill.
Zhang, this probably speaks to the workshops you were sharing about earlier. If a student attends those 5 workshops, is that a guaranteed scholarship or a drawing to potentially win a scholarship?
It's just a drawing to potentially win a scholarship. Yeah, and you only have to attend 3 out of the 5 workshops.
Okay, I think we've covered it. We're approaching right at an hour. So we did share the information for the departments that are present today. And I do just want to take a second to thank both of them. They have worked all day today, and this is an incredibly hectic time for them as we're welcoming in lots of new students, but also our returning students. So just thank you to both Shane, Ryan, and Shilu for joining us tonight to help answer all of these questions. And then thanks also to all the admissions folks behind the scenes, helping keep everything going. So with that, I think we will call this. Oh, actually, we have one more question. I want to make sure we get to it. How much would that scholarship be for the workshops, Shane?
If you are the lucky winner, then it will be a tuition scholarship in the spring 25 semester. So however much your tuition will be.
Sounds like a pretty good reason to attend those workshops. All right. Okay, well, thanks everyone. We will be sure to send out this recording to you via email. We'll post on YouTube and share that link with you all. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great semester. We are very much looking forward to having you all on campus this fall. Cheers.